39 degrees, Somerville, South Carolina. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to make a thing called Sinigang. It's a very traditional soup in the Philippines. We call it soup because we will have a lot of water in it, but liquid, but it has a lot of meat. Sometimes we use fish, chicken, pork. Pork is probably the most popular one, but it has a tamarind base. Now tamarind is a kind of a sour fruit, so it's green in the beginning, and then the longer it sits, it becomes brown. Ooh, and it becomes sweet. So basically, it's a sweet and sour depending on where you get it, what part of the fruit that you eat it. I'm sorry, it's cold out here. It's 39 degrees. Anyway, so here's what we're gonna be doing. It's called tamarind soup base. Okay, I do have I did I found another one that is also a soup base, but it's hot. It's called Tom Yum. That's from a Vietnamese brand. I'm gonna do that later, but this one, it's not going to be so hot, but it's still gonna be good. Sinigang, Sinigang. I don't know. This is not Philippine brand, but anyway, this is the tamarind. This is the picture right here. It's 59 cents. Got vegetables and everything. Usually is in a clay pot, but we're gonna do it American way. We're gonna put it in a Ninja crock pot. So we're going to first braise the pork. I'm just gonna pour the whole thing. So, normally South Carolina is not, I don't know, you just feel it. When it's 39 degrees, we feel it because we're very used to warm weather. I mean, it could warm up today. It was 76 in Florida, and we're only pretty much one state away, or 2 states away from Florida. So, but anyway, yes, it is Christmas. It is the 28th of December. So yes, Ms Angie, it has to be cold a little because you always say, what are you going to do with your sweaters and things? So yes, this will give me an opportunity to wear a sweater today. I did wear a what do you call that? Long johns yesterday. Oh my goodness. Very rare. You know, I used to be, I lived in Jersey, so I was very used to cold weather. So, but you've been here for so long. I lived in Florida as well, and you've been in warm weather climate for so long. You just get, your body just gets so used to it. And so, who that? I have no idea. Somebody. Okay, one day I'm going to show you where I'm actually cooking. I have a shop here in Somerville, and I'm cooking in my big warehouse, just a little bit outside of it because I don't like the smell to be inside. But anyway, because it's cold, but it's okay. We're just braising this real quick. So what I did with the tamarind. So this is the powder form. One day I'm going to actually make it with the real fruit, but unfortunately it's very rare that we get the fruit because, you know, we're here, we're not in the tropics, you know. But if you were in the Philippines or in a very tropical country, you will have this in a tree. So we're just going to do with what we have. So they have it in powder form, and we'll make it with that. So you put the powder, a little bit of water with the powder. I'm going to use the whole packet. Some people like it really sour. Okay, let me tell you about sour. Asian people love sour and sweet and sour. Okay, because it's just good. Just like the German people, actually share that that sour palate, and they love it, and it's good. It's good for you. Anyway, so now there's going to be a lot of ways, different ways of making this. So we're just going to brown it. I brown it. Okay, I brown a lot of things before I cook it. I just like the so we're just gonna braise it a little. Okay, so no great shakes here, Ms Angie, right? I wasn't sure if I'm gonna be able to do this video today because I said, oh my gosh, it's kind of chilly out, but you know what? I'm gonna get it going. So basically, once you brown it, okay, once we brown it, we're gonna put the whole. I put the powder already with some water, so I'm going to let it sit and simmer because I want the sourness to get into the meat, and that's the whole point. Okay, so but it's not gonna taste sour. I swear it's not gonna be sour because my friend Charles, he just thinks it's the cat's meow. He this is one of his favorites. He's sort of like my my really he's a good friend, and he's my tester, my taster tester. So so far he's loved every single thing that I've made. I'm not a good cook. Oh my gosh, Lord, I don't even want to use cook the same vocabulary. But you know what? I can stir. I can read recipes, but sometimes I do have a way where I can't. There's certain things that just don't make sense to me. So as I said, what I do is I go to YouTube and I watch and I listen to other people have different techniques or different ways of cooking, and then whatever makes sense to me, that's what I do. So basically that will become my recipe. But anyway, I love listening to other people because you know they've been in different parts of the country. Ouch. And so I'm always listening to different ways of doing things, and there's so many different ways. So this is just my way, and this is the one that works for me. So okay, so yes, brown, already brown. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pour. I'm just gonna say this is probably about a cup of water. I'm gonna add more if I feel like it's, you know, but I want it to cover. I want to cover the meat with it, and I want it to boil, so I want it to go inside the meat. Okay, so it's going to be kind of, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. Okay, so well, you know, boiling. Okay, so we're gonna cover it up and let it boil for a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna put this, it's right actually on high right now, so once it starts boiling I'm gonna lower it. Okay, so okay, back in a minute. Okay, so Ms Angie made a boo-boo. I think my brain is frozen. So, all right, basically, before you start, you're gonna oil. You're going to do garlic and onion. You know our Trinity. You talk about the Trinity for European cooking or Italian cooking. The Trinity is garlic, onion, and celery. But in the Asian cooking, the Trinity is garlic, onion, and tomato. So that's all I'm just gonna say. So yes, onion, Miss Angie, onion please. Of course, you don't love onion. So that was my boo-boo. So what I did, I took it out and put the meat right here. You see it, and I drained the liquid, but I'm gonna put it back. Don't worry. I just messed up. I think my brain is frozen. So I have this other hack. I'm such a hack. I've been using coffee filter. I'm starting to like I've been finding a lot of uses for those coffee filters. So I don't have all the tools here right now, so this is not a real kitchen, okay? I just have enough utensils. So it's cold here in my kitchen, my outside my kitchen, and I was, touching, of course, the meat. I was trying to cut the meat, and it was my hands are freezing. Okay, so I don't have a real kitchen, so it's actually outside or in a warehouse. So I was using the coffee filters to hold the meat, which is actually good. So I'm not touching the meat, but it also is keeping my hands warmer as opposed to me touching. I don't like to touch the meat. So anyway, so here we go. I'm just I'm not really putting any more oil. I just put a little bit of oil just so it doesn't stick. But this Ninja, I gotta tell you, this Ninja, I love this Ninja. Okay, Ninja Factory or Ninja Company, I just want to tell you, love you, love you. Okay, so I'm probably gonna get another one, but as I said, somebody's pulling up. I don't know if I have my next door neighbor is a Taylor Windows. So I'm in a kind of like a office warehouse type setup. Okay, but Miss Angie gets hungry, so I have to eat. So, and I don't like the smell inside the kitchen. So I'm just about outside of the just outside of the door with the roll up window. Anyway, up. So I'm trying to not let the smell get inside the warehouse. But anyway, we have a little office on the side, so that's where I embroider. Oh yeah, my embroidery today. I'm already done. I just have to cut the backing, fold it, and deliver it. Oh, thank God, that thing was 438 of them. But anyway, so now the students at the Triad Technical College here in North Charleston will be happy because they'll have all their selections. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm kind of cold. It's a little cold in here. A friend of mine called me from Florida. She said it was 76 degrees yesterday. So it's 64 right now. So really? But it is Christmas. It is winter. Yes, we have to have a little bit of cold weather. Okay. So I don't want to burn the garlic. I really don't like burnt garlic too much. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But I'm just gonna do this enough. I'm gonna do this some more. You don't want to see the rest of it. You know how that goes. Garlic, onion. We got you. Okay, we got you, Miss Angie. Onion and garlic, yes. Okay. You know what else I did? I got a fan from inside the office, and I'm trying to blow it out from the warehouse to outside. Oh goodness. Okay, back you go, Mr. Pork. And these are ribs, so they're going to be chunky. Sometimes, depending on the meat that I get and the store. Sometimes smaller, sometimes big. So this will be the big chunky ribs. Do they call this baked back ribs or whatever meat that you have is good. Beef also, yes. But I like pork and chicken and fish, of course. But anyway, so here we go. So I'm trying to incorporate all that smell into the thing. But I'm going to bring back that liquid again, that Sinigang mix, which is awesome. So right now I have it pretty much concentrated. I don't want to put a lot of liquid water in it yet, because I want the full effect of the Sinigang, the mix to seep inside the meat. And let this be happy again. Give it that Sinigang bath. Okay, I'm gonna close it again, and so that was just it. I had to tell you about my garlic onion boo-boo. Okay, so I'm covering it up again and let it boil some more, but in low. Okay, we don't want to rush it. We have all day to cook this because there's going to be vegetables. So I'm gonna layer it with different vegetables. I'm going to introduce you to some of the vegetables you probably have never used or whatever, but it's all good. Okay, so it's boiling now, so I'm going to put it on low. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the rest of the ingredients are going to use. Hey, chock full of nuts. Okay. Okay, so these are the vegetables. Now we could have other vegetables. Some people use, what do you call that? Radish. I don't like radish because it leaves a bitter taste for me. Okay, and this is, now you can use all kinds of leaves. We love leaves. This one is it's not bok choy. It's a different brand. It's a different family, but we call it pechay. Pechay is another type. And what the difference between the bok choy is, this one has thinner legs, thinner the white part, and this actually came from my mom's garden. More leaves. The bok choy seems to have the American one, or wherever they get it, China or Chinese. The Chinese type has fatter legs. And I like this one because it's got thinner. You can eat it all the way up to the root, and it has bigger leaves, and that's what we want. We want bigger leaves, more leaves. So this is actually perfect for what we want. And this is from my mom's garden. So we're gonna wash this. Okay, that's called pechay. And of course, this is that tamarind base. We get this from the Asian grocery store, of course. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a field trip, and I'm gonna take you to the grocery store, and I'm just gonna show you a bunch of stuff that you've never seen, will never probably ever use, but it'll just be interesting. Anyway, this is taro. Taro is a very dense potato. It will hold when it's boiling. It's it's dense, but it's very good. It's got a lot of substance to it. It's not like regular potato. There's a lot of different types of potatoes. Oh my gosh, I'll just show you. Purple inside, white inside, white outside, purple outside, white inside, and in reverse, and all different sweetness, and all for different purposes. But this one is for one to eat for starch, but also to add thickness to the soup. So it's not going to be a dense soup, but I'm going to add a little bit more water and liquid, so it'll be more soupy, because the next day that taro will absorb all the water, and then it's just going to be too thick. So anyway, yes, what is that? Eggplant. This is called Asian eggplant. Sometimes we have yes, the Japanese sort of coined the Japanese eggplant. No, we also have, all Asian countries have their own. We like, I want to say this is probably average sizes. Some of them have shorter, longer, but I like to eat something that's probably middle of the road, so it'll be nice and more meaty. There's not a lot of so I have the meat on low, so it's happy in this little bath, Sinigang bath. Okay, so what I did was, I think you remember, I showed you what it was before it was cut. So I cut the taro. You see how it's starting to become a little bit milky? That's because of all the starch that it's putting out. So this is going to be a dense potato, but it's also going to give us empty starch that will make the soup, Sinigang soup, a little thicker. Okay, so all right, so remember this. Okay, also too, I'm going to show you some of my ones that I didn't use. What happens is that sometimes if it gets too, my mom picked it about a week ago, so unfortunately I didn't get to use it right away, so it will get yellow just because it just doesn't have enough. We picked it out of the vine, and when it doesn't have enough sunlight, it becomes yellow. So we take that all out, and we just use what we need to do. So remember I said about the legs, I'm going to say closer to the trunk. It's nice, and this is the legs. I'm going to call it legs. I know there's a real name for it, but right now I can't think of it. But anyway, so this is what we want. And so I cut this out, And of course, it's this. So I cut out the legs first because that's the one that we're going to use, put into the pot first, and then we're going to use the leaves. Okay, we don't want to put all of it right away. We're going to do it sequentially because some are a little bit hard. The harder it cooks, that's the first one that you put in, which is first the taro. Okay, taro is harder. So and then the second one will be, okay, so taro first, and then the eggplant. So I cut the eggplants in chunks also because when it starts to simmer, it will get smaller. Okay, it will reduce in size. Okay, and then this. Okay, so taro, eggplant, and the stalk, the legs, and then the leaves. Okay, so what we're gonna do is wait until what I'm also gonna do is cut it in half because that ninja is just not big enough to accommodate all this vegetable. So I'm going to cut it in half and just to show you, just for demonstration purposes, because it's just going to be so big you're not even going to see anything. Okay, so moving on. All right, so what I did is I removed some of the meat because once I put all the vegetables together, you're not going to see anything. It's all going to get covered up. So it's nice now, very, very tender. It's separating from the bone, and I'll show you the rest of the meat. So this is how you tell, you know that. Anyway, it's nicey nice. It's kind of ready to get together with the rest of its ingredients. Here's the taro. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, I made another boo-boo. I should have put I should have separated the meat earlier. So we're all just learning. So I should have separated the meat earlier. Put the taro in there because this is the one that cooked the longest. But that's okay. I have a remedy for that. What I did was take some of this the juices, put it in the microwave, so now it also has the same amount of sourness in the taro. Okay, so that's the taro. Okay, so the next one that we have to put is the eggplant. Okay, the eggplant, it cooks. You want it to be tender, you don't want it to be mushy, so you don't want to leave it there too long, but this cooks pretty fast too. Okay, so taro. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit higher. Okay, I'm going to make this boil a little. So every time you put in an ingredient, it lowers the temperature, so it gets cooler. So you got to build it up to a boil again. Okay, I tasted it and it's already sour. So then we can go ahead. You know, I have some water in here, and also the taro has the vegetables has its own water, just like the eggplant. So this will build up, and you can always add more. It's better to add, you know, little by little, because you don't want it to be, and you can't fix it and put more sour in it. You know what I mean? But I'm letting the eggplant boil a little. But I have some water in here, so I can always put it in later. I'd rather put it later than before. Okay, so it's boiling, it's doing its own thing. Hang on, just stop this for a second. Okay, we brought it back to a boil, and I think we're almost really done. So meat is good. Put a little bit of extra liquid just so it won't be so super sour. But so I'm gonna put the green, the legs of the pechay, the bok choy Pechay is the Philippine version. It's a little bit skinnier, but oh, UPS is here. And then I'm gonna put let that simmer a little, let that boil again. And because the leaves are very easy to wilt, so basically you just put that in there and let that, because you want this to also be crunchy when you eat it. You don't want it to be soggy, and you know we don't like soggy, so we're just gonna push this in there like that. Pretty, huh? And it tastes yummy. So when we plate it, I'm gonna take another video when we plate it. We usually put this with rice, and that's why I didn't want to put too much, because by the time you put the greens in there, you're not gonna see anything. But that's what it's supposed to look like. A little bit of taro, there you go, a little bit of eggplant, and some bok choy leaves, and ta-da! That's it. Sinigang. That's Philippine soup for